Hey guys, my name is Hollow, and today we're talking about an upcoming game that might just be something quite special. We're talking about an MMORPG, i.e. lots of players, RPG combat, leveling, PvE and PvP, right? Except it's all set in a battle royale environment. I know, battle royale, that probably and fairly brings out a specific reaction, but let me tell you, this is something promising. It's kind of a surprising combo. I never thought we'd see something like this, you know, an MMORPG style combat, but in a survival of the fittest setting. I outright liked this concept from the trailers, the first trailers that I watched. And then we were lucky enough for them to approach us too. We're happy to say that this video is sponsored by Hunters Arena, but let me tell you, I had my eye on this one for a good reason. Be sure to use our links in the description, but first, let's get into the video. Personally, I haven't had any real fun in an MMO's PvP system in quite a few years now. Certain games arena systems became a bit stale for me, or let's say extremely unbalanced, battleground instances not feeling like open world enough to me. So this different take on MMORPG PvP has me quite interested. But luckily, we have some new details to discuss about Hunters Arena today, since we had lots of footage from the devs sent to us and a pretty extensive interview to break down. Right off the bat, let me just drop some details on you to get you interested. This Battle Royale style game has a leveling system that you're going to run through each match, functional dungeons to raid around the map, about 20 specific boss monsters to hunt, and the apparent 10k PvE enemies on the map, and obviously the PvP itself. It's geared towards 3-man party groups, but there is also a solo mode too. Each game should have about 60 players in the map, and you'll have up to and over 10 different types of characters and classes to pick and play from. So we're going to have a nice variety of playstyles to try from the start of the game too. All of this is set to take place in an average of 30 minutes per match, but honestly, from the description alone, I was kind of imagining some sort of grand scale, several hours time spent in each specific match, so it's got to be very intense minute to minute if we're talking half an hour a set. So this is obviously an ambitious project, but something I would really like to see work. Could make for a phenomenal game to play with friends, or in my case, stream. Either way, let's run through that interview and talk through some of the major details they've revealed about the game so far. Since the game is still in development, though very nearly done, I do think these details should be taken with a grain of salt. They could change any of the things they mentioned in this interview if they feel they have to, right? But I would be surprised if they change that much from what they say here. So, as mentioned, the set modes for Hunter Arena are solo or in teams of 3, and they let us know that you can revive. They're entirely possible. So let's say like Apex Legends, where someone randomly dies, they don't just have to sit out the entire match forced to watch the friends play. The friends do actually have opportunities to respawn them in certain situations. So we're going to have places around the map where you can bring people back. So it seems like the idea here is similar, but with a big difference. Time to kill in Hunters Arena is that of an MMORPG. Therefore, you won't be seeing any instant kill mechanics or, let's say, zero skill deaths. There's going to be a ton of outplay potential because you're going to have all the abilities and damage evasion possibilities of MMORPG combat. And then given the fact that you're going to have to work to kill enemy players and outplay them, they really shouldn't be able to revive their team extremely easily. I do look forward to seeing this mechanic in play. I'm glad that it's there, especially in the scenario where I managed to just barely clutch the fight and I'm the last surviving member of my team. Being able to bring back my team after that is going to be great. But since time to kill is going to be slower than, let's say, a shooter battle royale, I hope it's balanced well, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that's balanced. We also have access to something called a tag match, which from the trailer and the information provided seems like a little duel arena, allowing you to 1v1 other players without any outside elements or influence to interrupt your duel, which is going to be a great way to practice your character of choice, get those mechanics down, and also learn how each and every character works too. Not to mention, it's always good to know how to approach a fight before it even begins, because you've practiced against that specific enemy on your specific character. This is definitely going to be a mode that I would get some good use out of. We're going to have traders set across the map who are going to sell you important gear upgrades to help you dish out more damage or just survive more beatings, but you will be competing over these with other players. Everyone's going to want this gear, right? So these traders will surely be hotspots for action. During each round, there's also a day and night cycle, and apparently during the night, the monsters do get a lot stronger, so getting caught out in a PvP battle while you're hunting monsters could be deadly for you. In battle royales, we call this the Vulture Tactic. You wait for two enemies to face off and beat each other down. Then, when the surviving victor has just barely won and they're trying to claim their reward from the win, you go in and finish them off while they're vulnerable. And then all the rewards from that kill is all yours now. We could easily do this kind of mechanic with monsters though. You spot an enemy fighting a big boss monster, even better at night, right, since they're stronger, and then when they're committed to that fight, maybe a bit more vulnerable, that's when you go in. But as I mentioned earlier, we do have leveling since it is an RPG game. You're going to start from level 1, finishing at level 30 at max, so naturally a level 30 player is going to have an easier time against, let's say, a level 15 player because of the default stat increase every time you level. They did specifically say a level 30 player player isn't going to be able to 1v3, let's say, 3 level 15s just because they're a higher level. There's going to be a very high skill ceiling in the game, and the better player is more likely to win. Perhaps that will allow you to win 1v3 situations, make it possible, but I really like the fact that the levels aren't going to just mean, oh, I win by default. To gain XP and level up, we're going to see a variety of sources in each matches, but more than likely, your primary source of XP is going to come from killing PvE monsters. So it could be a very valid strategy to grind out mobs efficiently somewhere safe, or maybe the opposite, specifically hunt players who are trying to do that yourself. I imagine the big bad boss monsters are going to be worth more XP and better rewards too, so that could be a place to hide and camp and wait for players to come get. Visually, I'm really liking the vibe about Hunter's Arena. The animations look nice and flashy and smooth, the colours are vibrant and clear, but with something like this on a grand scale, I worry about visual noise being an issue, i.e. too many massive spells and effects occurring, all in one place to even see what's going on. But so far, from everything we've seen in these gameplay trailers and little snippets, the animations do look pretty fast and clear. So hopefully that's going to be the same in massive grand scale battles too, where lots of players are all fighting in one spot. The game is confirmed to have its own elo or ranking system, which will of course determine the matchmaking. The better you are, the higher your rank, the better players you face off against. It's always amazing to me how many battle royale games struggle to do this simple concept. Just have a functional elo system, instead of just throwing you in with players who might never have played before, meanwhile you're there on your 1000th hour of play. So I'm obviously happy to hear that. But apparently they're going to be seasonal ranks. So the end of each season you get given a rank, and that will determine the level of play you're at for that next season. And I'm going to imagine the very first season will be kind of in the air while we all learn the game and there's no pros out there. Some great news on top of all this information is that the alpha should be starting, and in quote, Q4 of 2019, which is surely very soon. This project has a lot of different elements to it. The concept's really good, right? Now, hopefully it's just a short wait before we can actually properly check out the game and really feel out the gameplay. Once again, a huge thank you to Hunter's Arena for sponsoring this video. We do really look forward to trying the game. Be sure to follow our links in the description to check out more info about this game, and slap Hunter's Arena on your Steam wishlist too. For now, that's been our quick look at Hunter's Arena. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Hollow, you've been you, and I will see you next time.